Look at him. That man is like, he could be in a bodybuilder show. He is so fit. He got a fuzzy little face. Why is he so cute and be so deadly? Oh my god. That's crazy. Hello everybody, it is me, Book Teeth. I'm here today to do another reaction video, and today we are doing Parz. I've heard a lot about it and I'm very excited to get into it.
This bird has to rearrange its organs and skeleton just to lay an egg.
Oh.
This cute little guy is
The
the
kiwi
bird, a species of ratite native to New Zealand this time, and the absolute poster child for getting cucked by evolution.
You see, this hawk and featherball is actually directly related to the emu, ostrich, and cassowary, being a member of the same family of flightless birds. However, there is a problem. You see, the rest of the kiwi's bloodline actually looked up a build guide before picking their stat spread, and as such made sure to trade the whole flying thing for something useful.
With all of his cousins specking into speed, size, and some kind of offensive capability.
So
oh
that
my.
begs the question, what did the kiwi pick to make up for not flying? Absolutely nothing.
The kiwi picked up being cute. Okay, it said I can either fly or I can serve looks. Okay? And it chose to serve looks. Totally valid.
Kiwis are tiny in comparison to their relatives, coming in at only 4 kilos in weight
Oh
and
my
50
goodness.
centimeters tall. This is because kiwis evolved largely on an island with no natural predators, so they downsized and traded out the knife feet and bloodlust for just being a little guy with a good attitude, which honestly worked pretty well for them until the British did British things, and now they have to deal with cats and dogs trying to eat them. And
Fucking Brits. It's the Brits again.
considering this build was not designed for PvP, they have been clapped so hard
Aww.
by invasive species that they are now unfortunately an endangered animal.
Aww,
But getting
poor
shafted by
kiwis.
the British is just the beginning of the generational violation of the kiwi, because these poor feathered fruits can't even reproduce without getting f***ed over. You see, the kiwi bird's cousins are famous for laying huge eggs. I'm talking hit your protein macros in one meal-sized egg, and you would think that is because they are large. And you would be wrong, because their vertically challenged cousins have to lay eggs the same size.
Oh my god. That's crazy. They literally are the same size.
A kiwi bird lays eggs 20% the size of their body. With the egg being so bloody large, it rearranges their internal organs.
That's terrifying. That's what I imagine birth is like for anybody. That just terrifies me.
And stretches their rib cage just to be able to hold the thing. For reference, that is like a human giving birth to a 15-kilo child.
Oh my
That's not
God.
a bun in the oven anymore. That's a whole f***ing bakery.
It's so cute though.
The people with the most.
This wasp is basically a xenomorph. Introducing the tarantula hawk wasp, possibly one of the most nightmare-inducing insects on the planet.
You can tell that this is going to be bad because of the name. Like, that the name itself is terrifying.
And the reason it's such a threat to your mental health is because its hunting and reproduction strategy is ripped straight from Ellen Ripley's autobiography. But before we get to the strats, you're gonna have to learn a little bit about it first. Native to Australia, because of course it fucking is, this wasp is the largest wasp on the planet. Coming in
Terrifying.
massive 2.5 inches. Which, I mean, boys, we would all agree, well above average, right? Huge.
Yeah,
and this
huge.
is probably the most effective 2 inches has ever been, because it has the second most...
I will say though, its colors are very pretty. I'm vibing with like this like blue, green, and the orange. It's very, very pretty colors. I could change him. I could change him.
painful sting of any insect on the planet, coming in just barely behind the bullet end.
Oof.
Pack and a half-inch stinger with a potent venom that has been described as blinding, debilitating, and electric. Now, the size and poison aren't just for nothing, because as the name tarantula hawk wasp suggests, they are purpose-built genetically perfect killing machines designed specifically to violate spiders, making Australia basically an all-you-can-eat buffet for them. But they don't just execute the spiders. No, that'd be too normal. Hawk wasps use spiders to reproduce in the most horrific ways possible. And that all starts with a female.
I think I've heard about this. I think they, like, insert them inside of them while they're alive, and they, like, eat off of them, if I remember correctly.
Female hawk wasp hunting down a tarantula. As the buff bulking spider takes a wrong turn down a dark alley, the hawk wasp, noticing the 8 sets of TNs on his feet, proceeds to fucking jump him, flying down from above to land a sting into the spider's abdomen, instantly and permanently paralysing it. The Bug Harbour butcher then proceeds to drag the still completely conscious spider into an isolated kill room, which is where the fucked up part really begins. Because our wasp isn't hungry, it's pregnant, and proceeds to lay its egg on the paralysed spider's abdomen. After about 3 to 4 days, that egg hatches into a larvae. A very, very hungry larva. Fortunately, there's a whole bunch of fresh fruit right here underneath them. That food being the still paralysed, still very conscious and aware spider.
I knew it.
Into the spider's abdomen and gets to work converting it into a KFC family bucket, consuming it from the inside out, purposely avoiding vital organs to keep the food nice and fresh. After it's done consuming a living being, the larvae breaks forth from the demolished corpse like a fucking chestburster and fucks off to continue the generational arachnid violation. Anywho, good luck getting any sleep tonight.
I knew it. I knew how they reproduced.
This seal is such a menace that he
Is Neil the Seal. I love Neil the Seal.
routinely gets the cops called on him. Introducing our protagonist, Neil the Seal, a 600 kilo absolute unit of a southern elephant seal from my home state of Tasmania in the land down under, who is known for, above all else, being an absolute fucking menace to polite society. But despite his crimes, we all still truly love him. But what are his crimes? Well, see, he seems to just fucking hate traffic cones and road safety in general, has regularly been caught trespassing, and then once he has been caught trespassing, belligerently screaming at locals because they won't give him his fucking fish, and has been known to just block roads by plopping his fat ass down directly in the middle of them. Hands down, the funniest shit he has ever done was just straight stopping this random lady from going to work. I shit you not. This motherfucker crawled out of the ocean, up the beach, crossed the road, absolutely fucking bodied this woman's poor letterbox, and then proceeded to plant himself directly in front of her fucking car. She was then unable to go to work because this half-ton beefcake was camping her driveway for so damn long. Local news had time to drive out to her house and cover the fucking story.
I'd be honest, if it was me, I'd be calling it every day, be like, oh, Neil won't let me out the house. I have to stay home. I can't go to work. Neil doesn't want me to.
Now, this is a lot of menace for a single seal to cause. But the funniest part of this is, old mate isn't even fully grown. He's like 5 years old. If you think he can fuck things up now, wait until he's nearly 2 solid tons of blubber and takes issue with the wall of your house. I do not think that seal damage is covered on my fucking insurance plan, dude.
Neil the Seal is just going to be like the Kool-Aid man, just busting in.
Touching this plant will put you in the hospital.
I'm dying.
This is the Gimpy plant, a piece of foliage native to the land down under. And surprising no one, not only is the thing venomous, it is in fact the most painful plant on the planet. Because yeah, no, of course, man, even the fucking leaves down here have a problem with it. Growing in the rainforests of northern Queensland, these hell bushes are covered in tiny hairs that upon closer inspection aren't hairs at all and are actually thousands of hypodermic needles waiting to stab you and break off inside your skin if you so much as brush them. Once inside you, these needles will inject you with, I am not kidding, neurotoxin and cause absolutely excruciating pain. I mean, like, comedic levels of pain.
So it's like Poison Ivy's, like, evil cousin.
with one person describing it as being covered in hot acid and electrocuted, and another woman saying that it was straight up more painful than childbirth and she'd given birth 4 times. And the fucked up part is, the neurotoxin isn't even lethal. So this spiteful of a plant is hurting you purely for the love of the game.
Mind you, there are reports of people saying getting stung by this thing is actually worse than being put in the ground. This is because Groot's little hellspawn cousin here can continue hurting you for literal years
Oh my
after
God.
being stung. This is because those thousands of little hypodermic needles are actually made out of silicon, meaning your body can't break them down. And with how thin they are, your skin will usually close up over the top of them, meaning that these neurotoxin-emitting slivers can sit inside your skin for literal years, releasing more neurotoxin any time that they're moved or disturbed.
This constant, chronic, agonizing pain is so unbelievably bad that there have even been records of, trying not to get banned here, people Alt F4ing existence to make it stop. This particular incident came from a man who accidentally used one of the plant leaves as toilet paper.
Oh my God. That's terrifying. Not just this plant, but like using it as toilet paper. I understand.
I don't think it gets much worse than neurotoxin to the nuts.
Can we also talk about how this is the second video where it shows somebody taking the like horrible thing and like doing it on purpose? Like with the wasp, there was a guy who was like stinging himself on purpose, and then the guy putting it on his arm on purpose. Like, what is up with Australians that they're like, let's try this for fun?
Wombats defend themselves by throwing it back. But to understand how the fuck they actually do it, you're gonna need...
They're so cute though. I'm definitely gonna die one day from trying to pet an animal that I shouldn't be petting, because every time I see an animal, I'm just like, it's cute. I love it. I want it to take it home.
To learn a little bit about them first. You see, Australia is home to 3 species of these bad boys, all of them equally adorable, and very importantly, all being burrowers, meaning they dig out a nice little hole for themselves and the family to live in, because, like the rest of us, they can't afford a fucking house in this country. They grow to around 1.3 meters in length, but despite being small, they are built like fucking tanks, weighing in a chunky...
That's so cute. Just look at that. Don't you just want to put your little face in his tummy and go... Anyways.
Tanks, weighing in at a chunky ass 35 kilos, but despite their weight, I shit you not, they have a top speed of 40k an hour.
That's terrifying. They're so
The
fast.
fact that they can nearly get booked in a school zone, coupled with them being a tank-class marsupial, forms the start of their defense strategy. So you see, a fun fact about wombat anatomy is they spect all their defense points into their ass. Rather than having fat and muscle, a wombat's cheeks are made out of 4 thick plates of fused cartilage, making it extremely solid. And this Kevlar BBL allows for the fucking funniest defense mechanism I have ever seen on an animal. Basically, if a predator tracks down Mr. Wombat to his burrow, it'll stick its head in and start trying to dig him out. In response, the wombat will line his ass up with the tunnel door, chuck the gear shifter into reverse, and fucking floor it backwards up the tunnel into his aggressor, slamming his ass into its head. The impact then squashes the predator between his steel cheeks and the roof of the burrow, straight up crushing its skull like a Mortal Kombat fatality.
Let's be honest. There's some people out there that are willing to die that way with humans too. Okay? Getting absolutely obliterated by booty. What a way to go. What a way to go.
I cannot make this shit up. Wombats defend them. This spider can remove your...
Spiders are cute. I don't care what anyone says. Look at him, little face. Look at him, little face. So cute. His little hairs.
limbs.
Oh, okay.
But how? Introducing the brown recluse, native to the United States of America.
USA. 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 Anyways.
And a prime example of don't judge a book by its cover. Because despite only coming in at a huge 2 centimeters in length and rocking the spider equivalent of default character customization, this little f***er is a level 500 rot build that gives Melania a run for her money.
You see, a bite from a recluse starts in the most American way possible.
Like a
with
gunshot?
You accidentally stepping foot onto his private property, he exercise his Second Amendment rights. But considering a spider can't really hold a gun, he's going to settle on biting your ass. Now, that initial bite's pretty painless. You smack him away, all's well. There is just one small problem.
Oh, no.
Congratulations, you are now the proud owner of necrotic venom
Oof.
coursing through your veins, which at first does nothing. You walk back to your house, the bite starts to sting a little more. You feel sick. The wound swells.
Oof.
Blood vessels around the bite burst,
Ooh.
turning it a deep red. Over the next few days, that colour shifts from red to purple to black.
Oof.
As the venom literally destroys and kills the surrounding tissue in a process called necrosis. This causes the skin to literally rot and fall off of your body. And if you don't catch it in time, that rot's gonna spread. If you're lucky, it'll only make you violently ill and leave permanent scarring.
Oh, God.
If you're unlucky, it just keeps spreading and the venom starts to destroy your blood cells and shut your organs down. Now, there's kind of only one solution to that, but you weren't using that arm anyway, right?
So I take it back. It's not cute anymore. It's not very cute.
This isn't a spider. It's a snake. Introducing the Iranian spider-tailed horned viper.
Oh.
As the name suggests, native
I like horned vipers. They're very pretty. I like their like texture.
to Iran, and you are all probably wondering why the f this snake has decided to attach a cosplay of the average Australian resident to his tail. The answer is food. You see, every known snake species is a predator. Some eat Bambi, others eat Remy, and Spidertail, not unlike myself, absolutely fucking loves KFC. But the birds famously tend to fly, and like I said, nope, ropes don't have wings. So, how does this viper get his zinger box? The answer is, again, food. You see, birds eat insects, and the spidertail knows this. So, rather than trying to chase his prey down, this lazy fucker has evolved the evolutionary equivalent of DoorDash. You see,
which is so crazy, by the way. Like, how do these things come about? Like, I know it comes from, like, you know, a couple of them will have the gene that creates that, and then they just are more successful, and then eventually they mate and they breed, and more of them come about. But it's so crazy how, like, venom comes out, or, like, these weird things. Nature is amazing.
when a viper feels like a meal, it'll start the hunt by finding a nice rocky outcrop to curl up on like a couch. And due to the camouflage on his scales, this snake becomes practically invisible. Once he's nice and cozy, he begins to slowly wiggle his tail back and forth in front of his face, perfectly mimicking the motion of an insect. Think of this as him placing his Uber Eats order. Meanwhile, up in the air, our undercooked chicken tender is flying around when, holy shit, a free meal! What a delectable bug, just sitting there on that rock. And so, Tweety Birdie swoops down to grab himself an insect Happy Meal. And just as he's about to reach his meal, this isn't a spider. It's a snake.
So amazing.
A gorilla can't beat 100 men in a fight. He gets jumped. But that begs the question, which animal does win? And the answer,
Hippo,
into the ring
for sure.
5 meters long and weighing in at a genuinely frightening 4,500 kilos, I present to you the hippopotamus. Yeah, look, a hippo causing a 100 long line at the gates of heaven after a fight is honestly pretty plausible.
So, like, I still think a hippo is adorable, but they do terrify me. They terrify me very much. If you've ever seen, like, a hippo attack, it's crazy.
See, despite the fantastic PR work Moodang has done for the hippopotamus community, doesn't change the fact that Moto Moto here is a sentient,
Ford F-150, the temperament of a fucking serial killer who can win this fight for one very specific reason. You can't fucking hurt it. You say the hippopotamus is possibly the tankiest land
Look at him run.
on the planet, packing an unbelievably thick 2-inch hide. Now look, we all know 2 inches is a lot, especially in the sheets, but in the streets of the African savannah, this makes them practically Don't believe me? Here is a hippopotamus walking away from 10 lions trying to convert it into a family meal. Notice
The literal definition of unbothered.
how the hippopotamus does not give a single fuck. If Mufasa and his extended family can't hurt it, neither can you. However, don't let the fact that it's walking away fool you here. The hippopotamus is not a peaceful animal. They are, in fact, violent, psychopathic, 4.5-ton thundercats that can and will bite you in half. A hippo's jaw produces 2,000 psi of pure crushing force. So if he catches your ass, you are the watermelon. And as if the hydraulic press wasn't bad enough, don't forget they've got 2 20-inch fangs in that mouth that'll put a hole in you big enough to stick your f***ing arm through. But honestly, the bite doesn't even f***ing matter. It weighs 4.5 tons and can run at 30k an hour.
That's terrifying considering it's so big. Like, running that quickly, you're gonna die.
Getting hit by a charging hippo is like getting hit by a f***ing bus. There is no way we are winning a fight against something that could probably take out 10 people just by rolling over. In summary, don't f*** with the hungry hippo.
So terrifying, but so cute.
Is Australia's most common snake, and that's quite a problem, because it's also one of the world's deadliest. Introducing the eastern brown snake, native to quite literally every state in the land of Canada. And unlike
That snake is like, this is my town. I own this place.
luckily for us, this asshole has earned himself a silver medal in the Note Rope Olympics Venom category, coming in second place for the most venomous snake in the world. It is worth noting that third and first place are unsurprisingly also both held by Australian snakes, because God hates us. However, unlike first and third, the toxic middle child here is a far larger problem, because putting it lightly, he's a cunt. The eastern brown is one of the most territorial species of snake in the world, which is a scientific way of saying they operate on the US home defense philosophy. If you dare put a pinky toe onto this guy's property, he will bite your ass, injecting you with a hemotoxin that can send you to heaven via blood clot in under 30 minutes if left untreated.
Oof.
But hey, stay off his property and he'll leave you alone, right? Yeah, no problem. His property is your property.
I mean, he owns Australia. Didn't we already discuss this? That Australia is his? So you're on his property if you live on Australia.
That's right, the eastern brown doesn't live out in the middle of nowhere like his slightly more deadly cousin. This fucker is so at home in the suburbs, he drives a f***ing Prius. You can find this burnt piece of spaghetti literally anywhere. Go to put your shoes on, he's turned them into a hop in the car to go to work. Yeah, unfortunately, that's his car now. Work on the job site, what do you know? He f***ing works here too. Try to take a shower after a long day at work. F*** off, he's moisturising. You can't even take a shit in the comfort of your own home without running the risk of the dunny being occupied. In fact, these bastards are so omnipresent that out of the 200 species of snake in the country, this ginormous asshole makes up 60% of snake bites.
Wow.
What a cunt.
See, this is why I'm like, some people are like, oh, I want to go to Australia. No, thank you. I'm okay. I don't need to go.
Australia just found a new record-breaking insect. But before I show it to you, how the do we keep finding new bugs? See, Australia is home to an estimated 200,000 species of insect, which is pretty damn
Which is so
impressive,
insane.
especially when you consider the only place you're going to find more bugs than that is by counting the fucking roach population in Asmongold's wall.
Ew.
Now, the scary part of this is that out of that 200k, we've only actually identified 62,000. Meaning that...
This is why science is so amazing. Like, it's so interesting how we, like, categorize animals and stuff, and how there's, like, we are still finding, like, tree frogs, and we're still finding, like, all these different species. It's very interesting.
We have no idea what nearly 3/4 of the bugs in the country actually do. And so it should come as no surprise that while exploring Australia's dense rainforests, 2 scientists discovered a new record holder.
Undiscover it.
Insect in the land down under, and it's a fucking stick bug. Introducing
Oh, wow.
Alta.
Wow, look at him. Very interesting.
And coming in at a full 40 centimeters.
Huge.
44 grams in weight. I don't think that qualifies as a stick insect anymore. That's fucking Groot. Australia's very own Erd tree avatar was discovered in Queensland. Because of course it fucking was. And despite being enough inches in length to make any man jealous, it's actually completely
I thought we decided that 2 inches is enough, okay?
harmless. However, given how many oversized bugs we already have, if we find any more, I think they're gonna send the fucking helldivers. Australia crocodiles are just...
I love alligators, and crocodiles are just alligators' cousins.
dinosaurs that forgot to go extinct. I am dead serious, and I cannot think of a croc species to better make my point than the saltwater crocodile, a species native to the land down under, and shocking absolutely no one, yes, it can and will eat you. You see, keeping on theme with the whole forgetting to go extinct
If not food, why food shape?
thing, the salty stat spread just feels like something that should have been patched out with the rest of Jurassic Park, starting with their ridiculous size. You see, salties are the largest reptile on the planet, coming in at a total of 6 meters long with a maximum weight of 1,100 kilos.
You know how like Jaws and there were like all these movies about sharks and stuff? I feel like there should be more movies about like crocodiles and stuff just eating people.
Kilos, which makes this murder lizard genuinely longer than my car. That part is that despite being longer than my ute, they are for some reason absolute masters of stealth. You see, crocs are ambush predators, which is a scientific way of saying they are dirty campers. You see, they've got 2 raised eyes that sit on the top of their heads, which means they can submerge their Ford Falcon-sized frame basically entirely under the water without sacrificing the ability to spot whatever they are looking to turn into a Happy Meal. And from your perspective as the Happy Meal, they are really difficult to see, which makes it very easy to walk just a little too close and, get bitten in half by that hydraulic press that they call a mouth.
That's why I love Nestle Crunch.
That's right, just like any good camper, these scaly arseholes are packing a one-shot in the form of one of the highest bite forces of any animal on the planet, having been recorded at putting out a maximum of 3,700 psi of force through their jaws. To put that into context, your skull will crack at 1,100 psi, so a croc would pop your head like a watermelon. And if you don't immediately get folded by the first bite, those jaws will latch onto you as the croc begins a death roll, spitting its ton of body weight like a washing machine until whatever part of you it has decided to eat snaps off and is added to its protein goals. But the best thing about the crocodile is their build is so good. They have genuinely been around with very little evolutionary change for 65 million years. which means I grew up watching Steve Irwin wrestle dinosaurs for fun. Rest in peace, you absolute f***ing legend. Crocodiles.
Yeah, I know a lot about alligators, and alligators are very similar to crocodiles in these ways. Like, they've been around forever. They haven't really changed much. If you hear like an alligator, and I'm assuming also a crocodile, like the sound that they make, they sound like what you would describe or what you would think a like dinosaur sounds like. It's amazing.
Kangaroos can.
Okay. I have beef with kangaroos. They terrify me so much. Like, the videos I've seen of them just like kicking tourists for fun, or like, for example, look at how buff he is. And that's not even like his legs. Like, look at him, little like Mike Tyson over here with his buffness. Oh my goodness.
And will beat you up.
Exactly.
That's right, just because it's not venomous doesn't mean it can't knock you on your ass.
And Australia's most iconic marsupial can do just that.
Because they are way bigger than you think they are.
They're so
With
big.
the species of roo coming in at a ridiculous 2.8 meters in
Ugh.
length. And with the iconic hop, they've got a vertical jump of 3 meters. I mean, honestly, with a stat spread like that, they don't belong in the outback, they belong on a fucking NBA court.
As if that wasn't enough, they're also built like tanks, weighing in at a full
That's what I'm
90
saying. Look at him. That man is like, he could be in a bodybuilder show. He is so fit. I can't. That terrifies me. Look at that face. Look at the difference between this cute little face and then this body. Ridiculous.
kilos of roid-raging rabbit muscle.
Oh my God.
And being able to move way faster than anything that heavy has any right to. Pegging the speedo at a max of 70k an hour. Meaning if you make them angry, a juiced up rat the size of a small car is going to run your ass down and beat the fucking brakes off you.
And I'm not kidding when I say they really will rock your shit, because roos are professional kickboxers,
Oh my
with males
goodness.
routinely fighting MMA to win female attention. When they fight, kangaroos will lean back on their tails as a stabilizer and immediately start scratching and kicking the ever-loving shit out of one another.
Terrifying. Oh my God.
And those kicks have enough force to crack bone.
Ooh.
As if getting drop kicked by a muscled marsupial wasn't bad enough, they also for some reason have the same bite force as a grizzly bear. Because
Oh my
why not?
God.
Now,
I didn't know
even
that.
With all of this, there are still animals stupid enough to view a roo as lunch. Which brings me to the most terrifying thing that they do. When threatened, kangaroos will hop into a body of water and wait for whatever is chasing them to follow them in. Once the predator enters the water, the kangaroo will wrap its arms around their neck and just straight up drown them.
Oh my
What the
God.
Man, I share a country with psychopathic train rats. Oh! Kangaroo.
How intelligent does an animal have to be to like figure that out? To be like, you know what? Not only do I have like these massively strong arms and these massively strong legs and tails, but like I can drown things if I convince them to come into the water with me. Like that's terrifying.
This bear was actually a soldier.
Oh, good for
But
him.
how? You see, it was 1942, and the 22nd Polish Artillery Company were passing through the mountains of Iran on their way to the front lines to fight the Nazis. While passing through a town on their way, they were stopped by a young Iranian shepherd looking to trade with them for rations and a Swiss Army knife. When the Poles asked what he had to offer in return, the young shepherd produced a burlap sack containing an orphaned Syrian brown bear.
He's like, I got a
cub. You see,
bear.
this bear's mother was shot by hunters, which is how he ended up in a low-tech Pokeball being offered as a trade deal. The Polish looked at the bear and, clearly seeing the potential for insane dad law, said, "Yeah, good deal." And in the most worthwhile trade deal in history, parted ways with their supplies in exchange for a f***ing Pokemon.
To be honest, I'd also, if somebody offered to give me like a bear as a trade, I'd accept it in a heartbeat.
Adopting him into their ranks and naming him Wojtek. And the 22nd immediately set about raising this little man as
Aw,
a proper
look at
bear and
him.
soldier. Maggots! As a baby, they would feed him condensed milk out of an empty vodka
Aw, look
bottle,
at
as well as
him.
feeding him on the cartoon bear diet consisting of fruit, honey, and marmalade. They also appointed a soldier as his caretaker, who wasted no time in showing Wojtek how to fit in with the rest of the army, teaching Yogi's little cousin to wave, salute,
Aw.
and even march.
I love
While
him.
not undergoing rigorous military training, Wojtek would hang out with the soldiers. He drank coffee with them in the morning,
Aw.
trained with them in the day, And when they all got shit-faced in the evening, he would f***ing wrestle with them.
Oh my
You know how much a
god.
brown bear has to love you to wrestle you?
And not kill you?
On top of double rations, they would also feed Wojtek treats in the form of beer and cigarettes. They let the bear have smoko. Eventually, Army High Command heard about this and were having absolutely none of it. You see, pets were not allowed in the army, which meant Wojtek had to go.
Aww.
Or did he? Because the 22nd Artillery Company
They were like, we're not losing our
officially
bear.
enlisted him.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
Wojtek was given a serial number and granted the rank of private. So
Oh
when
my God.
confronted about the very conspicuous bear in their ranks, they simply went, "That's not a bear, that's Private Wojtek."
He's a
Wojtek
soldier.
took his new role very seriously, as during the Battle of Monte Cassino in 1944, Wojtek began using his bulk to transport artillery shells and ammo to soldiers engaged in combat.
I love it.
They had a fucking resupply bear. For his bravery, he was promoted to the rank of corporal, and the 22nd changed their insignia to a bear carrying an artillery shell.
Amazing.
This absolute unit smoked, drank, and dropped artillery on the Nazis. Based on spiders. But recently, we found a new one, because of course we fucking did. And the new one is the most certified Australia moment I've ever seen. For a bit of context, one of the several thousand spider species we are home to is the Sydney funnelweb, the deadliest spider on the planet.
Okay, can I say something though? Why is that spider so cute? Look at his fuzzy little face. He got a fuzzy little face. Why is he so cute and be so deadly? Why are you so cute and so deadly?
On the planet. Because of course it's down here. Where the fuck else did you think you were going to find it? These scary looking fuckers are highly venomous and can flatline you with a bite in 15 minutes. And if you think wearing thick clothes will save you, be aware the bastards have fangs long enough to punch through shoe
I still think it's cute. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just a problem, but I think that's cute.
leather. Now, why do I bring these little nightmares up? What is the one thing worse than a spider rocking armor-piercing rounds that can send you to heaven with same-day delivery? A bigger spider rocking the same perk setup. That's right, Australian scientists have found a brand new species of this funnel web that is even bigger. How much bigger? Well, the standard Sydney funnel web grows to around 5 centimetres or 2 inches. And I mean, if you're asking me, 2 inches is more than enough. 2 inches is actually fucking huge. By
Yeah, I mean, 2 inches. Who complains about 2 inches? Not me. Not me.
comparison, this is the new one. It's twice the fucking size, cunt. 4 inches of 8-legged menace to the animal kingdom. But that isn't even the best part. You see, do you know what they named this thing? Do you know what professional scientists named a supersized version of the most dangerous spider on the entire fucking planet?
What?
The Newcastle Big Boy.
He's a big boy. He's a big boy. I approve. I behind these Gen Z scientists for sure.
Deadliest spider on the entire fucking globe. Big Boy. Only in Australia.
Amazing. I still think they're cute. I don't care what anybody says.
Australia's scariest spider is hiding a deep secret.
Okay.
But what
Tell
is
me.
it? Well, introducing the huntsman, native to the land
Oh,
down
he's
under,
so
and the
cute.
number one cause of tourists absolutely shitting themselves on camera.
He got daddy long legs. Look at how long his legs are. Oh my god.
And look, in defense of said tourists, I will be the first to admit, yeah, this looks scarier than a job application. Those gangly ass legs and the hair make him look like
I like the hair. It makes them look cuddly.
Slender Man's testicle. Now, as if having a negative charisma stat wasn't bad enough, I regret to inform you that the huntsman spider grows up to 30 fucking centimeters in size.
Oh wow.
Making it the largest spider on the planet by leg span and legally allowing Subway to market him as a foot long. Now, being the spider equivalent of a Ford F-150, you'd think he'd have the common decency to be slow, you know, tank build. Unfortunately, the huntsman is fucking turbocharged.
Oh,
Now,
he's
it's
so
usually at
fast.
this point in the video that I would inform you that he is also highly venomous, because it's Australia. However, that's his big secret. The huntsman is a big sweetheart.
Aww.
See, despite looking like an SCP, huntsmen are incredibly timid, and on the rare occasion they do bite, their venom is harmless. In fact,
good.
seeing one of these bad boys in your house is a blessing in disguise.
Because they eat bugs. 100%. Because they eat bugs.
Because if you see a huntsman in your home, I guarantee you won't see any annoying ass flies or mosquitoes. Because he's eaten them. You see, he understands he's big enough that he should be paying rent, and so he contributes to the household in pest control. I personally have had one of these bad boys as an 8-legged roommate, and I can tell you they're pretty good company. Except for the part where they cause car crashes.
Car crashes.
Yeah, you see, huntsmen like to hide in tight spaces and cracks, and they do it by flattening out their body to fit into the gap.
Okay.
Now, in the house, that usually means you'll just find them behind a painting, but when you're flying down the highway at 110k an hour and decide to flip down the sun visor because God is listening you, yeah, they like to sleep in there and you just not wanting to get away. Now, whatever you do, don't panic or you're going to crash the...
Whee! Whee!
Australia's scariest...
I'm a big fan of spiders. I know there's a lot of people that are like terrified, but a lot of spiders, if they're not venomous, they take care of bugs. Like in North America, the daddy longlegs, like if you have one in your house, they're taking care of the rest of the bugs for you. They're like little roommates, like he said. Amazing. As somebody who grew up watching like Animal Planet all the time, this was amazing and I sincerely enjoyed it. I hope that you enjoyed it too. Thank you guys so much for coming on this journey with me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!